For many bodybuilders, legs are the most difficult body part to train. Some men's gains are so slow that they are ready to throw in the towel before they ever get to the first contest. Other bodybuilders gain fast, but end up with legs looking like tree trunks with no shape and no definition. The leg program I will outline for you is a straightforward approach to leg development that will automatically bring you size and shape and definition. It will take you considerable concentrated effort on your part, but results will be yours. Do yourself a favor by starting out with a pair of athletic shoes with good orthopedic construction so that your arches are very well supported. The shoes should be ventilated with tiny holes for air to pass through. I prefer all cotton socks because synthetic socks cause my feet to sweat too much. Also, if you have knee problems, you should wear a knee strap while working out, but never when you're not working out. Otherwise, it will weaken your muscles around the knee because the knee has all this wonderful support and doesn't need to work. Warm up. When I was a beginning bodybuilder, I was often very stiff following workouts. Then some older and wiser bodybuilders taught me the value of warming up before heavy lifts. Now I warm up with stretching exercises and free squats, and I never feel stiff anymore. Thigh routine. Leg extensions always follow my warm-up exercises. I do the extensions first to pre-exhaust my thighs before going to the front squat. That way I can get good results from less weight on the squats. I do leg extensions all year round. I do strict reps, cheat reps, and burns. Burns are little partial movements. Let's say I'm doing leg extensions and I can't go that much more. I jerk the weight up once more and I find the area where it hurts the most, where it's hardest to keep the weight. Then I move the weight up and down at a quick pace within a very restricted range of movement. I usually do 8 to 15 burns. I finish the exercise off this way, and I feel that it is an extra growth factor. I think I use burns to a larger extent than other bodybuilders. Most guys do it for calves, but I think burns are useful for most exercises, for all body parts. How I got started with burns was I was a little bit lazy about doing full range movements, and I did a few burns at the end to make up for not going all the way. Now I try to go all the way first, then do burns. Now that I've really pre-exhausted my thighs, I'm ready for front squats. When you squat, you shouldn't lock at the top. If you don't lock out, you keep constant tension on the muscles. Come up only 3/4 of the way, then start down again to just above parallel. After the front squats, I throw in a couple more exercises for the front thighs, usually leg presses and or hack squats. During most of the year, I do one or the other during a workout, but before a contest, I do both. The hack squats are good for upper thighs, and I feel that leg presses give a roundness to the entire thigh area. I personally feel the presses the most in the lower inside of my thighs. Next come leg curls on the Nautilus leg curl machine. I do 3 or 4 sets and finish off with many burns. Leg curls are great for the hamstring. You have to be sure to curl each rep as high as you can and have your legs straight out at the lowest part of the movement. But if you don't keep your buttocks and torso on the bench at all times, you are wasting some effort. When doing squats, presses, extensions, and curls, you can work different areas of the thighs by shifting your feet. When your toes are pointed out, you're working your inner thigh. When you point your toes inward and have your knees close together, you're working your outer thigh. However, I am careful about not overdoing the angles. It can put too much pressure on the knees. My thigh routine is rounded off by doing lunges, usually with 25 pounds. Lunges help give me a good stretch and function as a finish-off movement, as well as a warm-down exercise. Calf routine. I no longer train my calves on standard standing calf machine. Too much weight is on the shoulders, and it compacts the spine and nerves. So now I use the Nautilus standing calf machine, where I don't have the weight on my shoulders. I use it in combination with the seated calf machine to best work all parts of my calves. I think a bodybuilder has to be extremely careful to work his calves from all angles. With your toes pointed in, you're working the inner head. The whole calf is worked when your toes are pointed straight, and when you're pointed out, you're emphasizing the outer head of the calf. Bicycling and jogging. Maybe it's because I'm from Europe, where it's so popular, but I'm a very firm believer in the value of bicycling. Bicycling enables me to eat more to keep my size up while at the same time stripping my body fat. I ride 10 to 15 miles a day. I sometimes jog from 1 to 5 miles a day, but I really prefer bicycling because it's easier on the knees. When I jog, I am careful to stay off pavement. I was having trouble with leg inflammation from jogging on concrete. Jogging on sand is ideal. It's exhausting, but really helps your definition just prior to a contest. You have to use common sense when bicycling and jogging. If you do either one too much, you will lean out. If I find myself dropping too much weight, I cut back on the miles. Posing. Naturally, you really want to show off those well-trained legs on the posing platform. You might start your routine by flexing each leg individually, twisting it, showing it from different angles. You can do this for up to 15 or 20 seconds. When you're practicing your posing, learn to tense your legs and get all the striations out from doing front poses, such as double biceps. When you're doing a most muscular, put one leg in front of you and flex it hard during the pose. I concentrate on always keeping my legs flexed, even when I'm standing on stage in a relaxed pose. If you have a halfway decent calves, you aren't proud of your thighs yet. You could do the most muscular pose by placing your legs in the same position for the side chest pose, then twisting your upper body towards the audience. Special tips. Don't be so impressed with your biceps that you ignore your legs. The average beginning bodybuilder should spend at least twice as much time on legs as on arms, just to keep the legs in balance with the arms. If your arms are totally out of proportion to your legs, you may have to work your legs 2 or 3 times a week and arms only once a week until your legs catch up. Learn to be objective in analyzing yourself. For example, in 1978, I walked around thinking my calves were great because they were my best body part when I started bodybuilding. So I was very confident about them and gave them little attention. They were really defined and looked good, but they didn't have the size they should. Everything else was coming up, but my calves stayed about the same. So for a few weeks, I worked them every day, and they came up just like that, and today my physique is more balanced. In closing, I'd like you to remember that although this routine will work for most bodybuilders, maybe some parts of it won't work for you. For example, if lunges kill your knees, use your common sense and stop doing them. Experiment to find other exercises that give you similar results without ruining your knees. Hard work and common sense are key ingredients to successful bodybuilding. Leg routine. Train twice a week. Thighs. Warm-up stretching. Front squats 1 to 2 sets, 12 to 18 reps. No weight. Leg extensions on Nautilus. 3 to 4 sets, 8 to 16 reps. Front squats, leg presses or hack squats. 2 to 3 sets, 8 to 16 reps. Leg curls Nautilus include forced reps and negative reps. 3 to 4 sets, 8 to 16 reps. Lunges no more than 25 pounds, 1 to 2 sets, 20 to 30 reps. Calves, warm up on standing calf machine, Nautilus, 1 to 2 sets, 12 to 18 reps. Standing calf machine, Nautilus, 3 to 4 sets, 12 to 16 reps. Seated calf machine, Universal, 3 to 4 sets, 12 to 16 reps, or regular seated calf machine. Add in jogging or bicycling, 1 to 5 miles per day jogging, 10 to 15 miles per day bicycling.